everyone, and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Friday Night Pint. We're the boys from West Ham Fan TV. Is it just the four of us tonight?
I think so.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
I think Dan might have been kidnapped.
Hello to everyone in the chat. A special night tonight, Euro 2021, or what do you call it? Euro 2020 or 2021?
Euro 2020.
2020.
2020?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. All right. Euro 2020 kicks off, in about 10 minutes, actually, 15 minutes. Italy versus Turkey. First off, boys, good week. How you all been?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. You all had a good week?
Lower your camera.
Weather for it. Huh?
Lower your camera. That's it. That's lovely. Well done.
So
you
had a good week, yeah? Just about quiet on the landing.
Cheers for that.
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Really busy. Really busy. Back to work. First week back to work.
Oh yeah.
So they've missed me. Put it that way.
Was it a bit of a shock to the system?
Oh mate, I ain't worked this hard in a month.
What? You ain't worked this hard in a month?
Yeah, because I've had a month off.
Oh, okay, all right. Ryan?
Yeah, really good, mate. Really been busy non-stop, as Graham knows. Been non-stop decorating this week, so I've had to put him off doing on the social this week because I've just been non-stop after work. And it's been a good week, mate. Good week. Looking forward to the next month of football as well.
Let us know in the chat if you've had a good week. Everyone here, I'm sure that the regulars are coming in. We've got a super chat already from Danny K. I only just remembered about Anderson and the Yeti. Okay. Thanks for that. I'm sure we'll talk about that a bit later. So what's on the agenda tonight, boys?
Well, I think before we talk about England and the Euros, I think the main thing is, I'm not going to be cheering on too many Scottish people this summer, but David Moyes has apparently agreed a new 3-year deal, and I'm delighted, mate. I'm over the moon because Everton have been sniffing about, proper sniffing about they have. But Moyes looks like he's signed a new 3-year deal, and it's massive for West Ham.
It made me so happy. I mean, we need, like you say, Everton were starting to put a few feelers out when they say it was something we need to get done quickly and not drag out. So I'm over the moon that we've done it.
It's mad, isn't it? Because like over the last, I remember like year and a half ago when he signed back. But was it about a year and a half ago? Wasn't it? But December, December 2019. About a year and a half ago when he signed back, and like Everton fans were, they was just before that they'd I think they'd appointed what's his name, Ancelotti, just before that, and they was like, like West Ham or Everton back in fucking 2004 or whatever. You don't know, he's a dinosaur, blah 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 blah, and they was proper sniffing around him. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, it's just a bit odd the way that they've got all this money and then all of a sudden they're going backwards. Everton.
Well, that's it. The crazy way to think about it is that we were sitting there saying that we should be aiming for managers like Ancelotti instead of Moyes. And Moyes has completely outshone Ancelotti. And like I said, we're the club that's took a massive stride forward. And like you said, they're going backwards. No matter they spend money, go backwards. They get a top what was classed as a top quality manager, gone backwards.
I mean, every day I get the when Toffee TV upload a video, I obviously see it, and every day there's a different title for a different manager. And today I see him talking about Pellegrini, and I didn't know whether to laugh or joke or cry. You know what I mean for him, but yeah, as you said, mate. When they got Ancelotti, they thought they was the next best thing. They thought they was going to win the league. They thought they were going to do everything. They was going to buy this, buy that, new stadium coming up, and it's sort of gone backwards for them. But no, look. As for David Moyes, Stuart Pearce had an interview the other day on TalkSport, and he basically said that Moyes was close, but he hasn't signed it yet. Stuart Pearce was offered a deal, but he didn't want to sign it unless Moyes signed his because they come as a package. And yeah, it's great. And I would have hated to have seen that backroom staff sort of split up. And I would have hated for West Ham to start this transfer window looking for a new manager. But now, and I think with David Moyes staying, it's massive for someone like Jesse Lingard signing for us on a full-time basis. So yeah, it's a great day all round. And as I said, I don't want to see many Scottishmen celebrating this summer, but Moyes I'll make an exception for. And well done, David Moyes. 3 more years of hopefully great times, great memories.
Yeah, that's it. It gives him an opportunity to build now, doesn't it? We've seen what he can do with sort of the best of what he had, and the few little gems that he's brought in. So, that's now he signed that deal. Hopefully, in the conversation with him signing that deal, they've promised to back him. So let's hope he can build and progress us further forward. Like we said, next season's going to be tricky with the Europa League, so they get a little bit of leeway. But
Scott, do you know what? All I'm thinking about is people going about Thursday, Sundays. I'm thinking to myself, well, at least I've got me Saturday nights free now. I can go out and do something. Bring it on, mate. Bring it on. Looking forward to it.
Suits me, mate. I'm switching shifts. So I'll be working every Saturday. But I have Sundays off, so that ain't too bad. So it works out well for me doing the Thursday, Sunday.
Oh, it's
just like I just need it back. The next one we need to do is get Lingard signed.
Well, I think it's important. To be honest with you, I never thought it was going to be a problem signing Moyes. I always think that he had a sort of a verbal contract done. I don't think it was, but there was a few airy moments with it. You know what I mean? Like as the longer it goes on, but I tell you what, thank God, fucking Claret and you were there to get him signed up, because I think he was thinking about going to Everton until Sean Weston sucked his dick or something. I don't know what he done, but them 2 boys, man, are fucking all the credit. Give them a rise. That's what I'd say. Give them a rise.
I see that article come out today, and I don't know whether they're just taking the piss or trying to wind the fan base up. But look, I think I'm agree with you, mate. I think the Moyes deal was done a long time ago. It's just people were panicking. I mean, he's gone away and to work for UEFA during these championships as well. So, and correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he have an automatic 1-year extension anyway?
I think so.
I don't know what the sort of terms of his deal was. I don't know what they were, but I don't think he was ever going to walk out. Not after guiding us into Europe, and do you know what I mean? Like
I said this last week, mate, because you weren't on. I said it wouldn't surprise me if he actually did leave the club. The way he was treated before by the owners, he could have sort of stuck his fingers up to them and said, nah. But he's trying to build something at West Ham, and he's here for the next 3 years.
Well, they need to give him the keys, Ryan. They need to give him the keys, because he's probably the one manager I've heard over the last few years, the last few managers that we've had, that has actually started addressing the problems that we've got. You know what I mean? He talked about how bad the scouting system were. You know what I mean? Like, we've all known that sort of behind the scenes for years, that the scouting system's bad, and he's using agents and all that sort of thing to do that. And he turned around and said, yeah, the scouting system's a joke. The training was a little bit of a joke. You know what I mean? And he's addressing these things. And he's the only manager that you get the gist that he cares. So I never thought he was going to walk out on us, just because I don't think he's that type of character. I don't think he's a type of sort of petty character that would do that sort of thing, unless he had been offered a Real Madrid job or something like that. But that's never going to happen, is it?
I think if Everton was sniffing about, and we know they've got a lot of money to spend and they've got a big stadium and a project coming up, I think that the only reason why David Moyes might have left the club if he knew he wasn't going to get backed in the summer. So I think he has had talks, and you're right, mate. He should have the keys to the club, because he should run it from top to bottom. And I know that he can't be at every game, but I said this last week, the best scout is a manager, and he's always at games when West Ham ain't playing. And, I think that he's working behind the scenes on the backroom staff is important. He's got a good backroom staff. He's getting a good squad of players. What he needs to do now is add some quality to what we've got, get rid of some of the deadwood, and who knows, next season could be another memorable one, and we'll all be there to hopefully see it. God forbid if nothing happens.
Like you said, if he's working with UEFA during this tournament as well, for a fact he's going to be keeping an eye on the players, seeing if there's any ones that catch his eye that we can get in and hopefully find another Souček and Soufal.
I reckon he's already got. He'll know already. I think who he wants to look at. He doesn't leave. He doesn't seem the sort of manager to leave anything to chance or last minute. He'll have targets already in mind. I think.
Yeah,
but again,
there's a difference between having targets, Graham, and then there's a difference between going out and getting your targets. That's where we're falling down. That's where we're falling down a little bit.
I think he might have sort of maybe nipped in the bud as well. You always get rumours come out during transfer windows like, we're going after this player, after that player. Seems to maybe nip that in the bud a little bit as well, I think. So we're not getting all these sort of spurious.
No, I don't think he has. I don't think he is.
Well, how many more weeks we're going to give it until we link to Battershy again?
Who?
Battershy.
Battershy? Batshuayi, you mean?
Yeah, that one, yeah. Him. That won't be
long. Do you know what, Scott? I mean, David Moyes has obviously said that, well, he hasn't come out and said it, but a lot of leaks from the club are saying that Tammy Abraham is his number one target and that's the player he wants. So, but he isn't willing to overspend on him, which is good. I like to see that. I like to see if it's not good for David Moyes and it's too much for the club, then move on. There's other targets out there.
I like Abraham, but as I said, Abraham is not the £40 million striker that everyone's touting him to be. Like, he's a good young English talent, but he's got a lot to prove. He had one good season. He couldn't even get into the squad at the end of last year. You know what I mean? They're not the type of players you want to be paying £40 million for.
No, but we've seen Moyes turn player, with Arnautovic, he get hold of a player and he'll mould them and he'll turn them around. So, mate, that might be,
I'm not saying he won't turn him around, Graham. What I'm saying is, and I'm not saying he's not a good player, but what I'm saying is, he's got a lot to prove in this league.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He had one good season. He had a good season in the Championship, one good season in the Premier League. And last year, I think he scored about 5 goals. It doesn't tout like paying £40 million for. There's no consistency there, in my opinion.
But the one thing I would say about
he won't overpay.
The one thing I would say about Abraham is under Frank Lampard, he was given a chance and he had a great run. When Lampard got the sack, Thomas Tuchel didn't really take to him. Thomas Tuchel didn't even take to Mason Mount when he first come into it. He left him out for a few games, but Mason Mount's just too quality to leave out your team. But I wouldn't be disappointed if we got Tammy Abraham. I think he's got something to prove, and I think he's all round. He can be a great striker for West Ham.
It's the price tag, as I said. I don't rate him at all, but it's the price tag. £40 million, far too much for him.
Yeah, he's not worth
far too much. No, and that's the problem. We've had our hands bitten with these £40 million players before in Anderson and Haller. We can't afford to go and waste £40 million. This is a big summer for us. And
the problem we've got, Scott, is that because we only finished 3 points behind Chelsea, we can't even look to do a loan deal because we're seen as rivals now. Because if we have another good season, we're going to be up there challenging them, and they ain't going to want to give us one of their better strikers.
Yeah, but the thing is, if they rate a player, if they think that player's going to do well, they send him to us, or even if they would say they loan him to us, it benefits them because if they're saying that player's good enough, he's going to score goals against the teams that are going to be rivaling them, the likes of Uniteds and Cities and stuff like that. So it works both ways, But I just don't know. I just don't see that move, to be honest.
I'll be honest with you, Scott. I've seen we've been linked with Chris Wood as well this week, and I'd rather pay the extra bit of money for Abrahams than have Chris Wood.
Yeah. Chris Wood's not out. Again, another player that what we sign in a player who's going to end up sitting on the bench. Chris Wood does well in the Burnley side. The way the Burnley set up, he's a strong physical player. The only bonus is he won't score against us.
He's a lovely flocking goose.
Yeah. No, remember as well, we ain't got £40 million to go and blow on one player. Like, we know that the funds are fucking tight, and all of that sort of thing. You know what I mean? So if we want to sign Lingard, we ain't got £40 million to sign on a Willy Woney, Tammy Abraham, and because we need another 2 probably as well as that, because we're going to be playing in the Europa League. We ain't even got a fucking centre forward. So I don't think that unless Chelsea come to some sort of agreement where they take sort of like 15 million up front and then like put a load of clauses in that could build it to 40, like if he plays so many times for England, or I don't know, fucking plays the Champions League once or whatever, you know what I mean, for West Ham. I can't see him buying Abraham for the sort of money they'd want. That's all I would say.
The thing is, having them type of contracts, we know what our board's like. We end up, it's like that one, if he plays 15 games, we've got to sign him, so then he don't play. You don't want that. I get what you're saying. I think the best thing for us, if Moyes wants Abraham, I'd loan him for 6 months and look to sign him in January.
Thing is with me, mate, is that I'm at that stage with David Moyes that whoever he wants, I trust him. So if he wants Abraham, I trust him to bring him in and turn him into a goal scorer for West Ham. I really do. And that's it seems crazy saying that, like when we first got Moyes in and people were against it, and it's just the way Moyes has turned the whole club around and turned fans around to him as well. I mean, there's still a few out there that don't rate him and they want, but listen, it's all opinions at the end of the day. But no one can deny. I mean, Harry didn't get manager of the year. I'll never know. The points difference from last season to this season. I know Guardiola won the Premier League and the League Cup, but come on, you can't give it to because he won a trophy. You got to look at what a manager's done over the course of a season.
It's easy. It's easy to give manager of the year. That's an easy choice. Easy choice. Like to Guardiola because he won the league. When you've got unlimited funds and you've already built a team, it's not that fucking hard, is it? Like when you've got to bring in a Ruben Diaz or someone like that.
But the thing is, if Guardiola had won the league and won the cup, but he'd smashed it, do you know what I mean? Proper smashed it. Then but he didn't. They won it comfortably, granted, but it weren't like they were this side that would tear everyone to pieces. But and like you said,
they bottled the cup, the cup final. He absolutely got that fucking dead wrong.
And the FA Cup semi-final, and that's the thing. And you look at what Moyes had, starting the season, tipped to go down. One of the first managers tipped to be sacked, and we qualified for European football, and we were pushing for the Champions League up until the sort of last few games of the Premiership season. People saying that the Leeds manager should have got it. Why? Why should he got it? They finished like mid-table.
I don't. Be honest with you, I don't get the obsession with this geezer.
I don't.
I know that he's a good manager. I know that he lives and breathes football. I know that he stands up for all the fucking game and kneels down or whatever. I know that he goes and coaches under 11s. But yeah, they had a decent season. Leeds, they had a decent season by their standards and where they've come from and that. But West Ham have done that in the past. Come up from the the Championship, finished that sort of position in the Premier League and got to FA Cup final.
I'll have to disagree with you there, mate. I think Bielsa's a good manager. He plays good football. I think if Bielsa went to a Chelsea or a Man United or an Arsenal, he'd improve them a lot.
Oh, yeah, look, I agree with you, Rob. I'm not saying he's a bad manager. I'm just saying what he's achieved is nothing worthy of...
Oh, yeah, he shouldn't even be mentioned in Manager of the Year. He shouldn't even be mentioned in it.
Blackpool had the same response. He brought a newly promoted team and finished like top half of the table. So that's probably why people are.
So what?
And
how is that any different to what, say, fucking the Aston Villa manager done?
But they stuck to their guns, didn't they? I think that's what people look at. They stuck to his gun. They played football against the top teams, and they took it to the top teams. They didn't sit back like we did over the course of the season.
No, I agree with you there, mate. He took it to the top teams and all of that sort of thing, but he also fucking took it to the bottom teams and got fucking ripped. That's
football. That's football.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying he's not a good manager. I'm not saying he's not fucking like a football man and all that sort of thing. But what the fuck did he achieve? Like, what is the wank session all about? I'm not sure.
I mean, well, there won't be a a wank session from us, but for as Leeds fans coming up,
Yeah.
there's probably favourites. There's probably favourites at the beginning to go down with the squad. They've got no disrespect to them, but I just thought he played. I think he plays good football, and I sort of like him as a person. I think he always comes across really well. I know he can't really speak much English, but and as you said, you see him out there coaching the under-11s the other day and things like that, and he's a true football man.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying I don't rate him. I'm just saying like there's no achievement there to be mentioned in Manager of the Year. That's all I'm saying. I've seen other managers going in and having better seasons and not even being mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, you are right. You are right, and he done a good job, but no, he shouldn't being up there in the running for manager of season. No, definitely not.
No, there's only one man. That's David Moyes in my eyes. He won it. I'm going to get a picture of him on my wall with a trophy. I'm going to edit Guardiola and I'm going to put David Moyes' head on it.
Right, let's take some comments.
Moyesiola.
If they get Pellegrini, I think he's going back to Everton. If they get Pellegrini, I put a bet on him getting relegated. Oh my lord! It's a straight switch between Roma and Tottenham. I don't know what that's about. Let me go forward a little bit.
Managers, innit?
Oh yeah. If the Everton job didn't happen, nothing would be made of Moyes not signing a contract. Can he get them an updated training ground? I think no. I don't think fucking anyone could.
We might be able to stretch to another porter cabin or something on the side.
Yeah, we get a double-decker porter cabin. To improve the players and get us top 10 for a long time, that alone makes him a great manager, says Robert Cracknell. A lot of people agreeing that Tammy Abraham ain't worth 40 million. Now we're in Europe. Do you think we can draw a big name like Tor and Faguli? Yeah, mate, definitely. I agree. Abraham not worth 40 million. B Rat Pack says true. Nicky. I don't know who Nicky is. I don't know who that is. Tammy Abraham not worth 40 mil. I'd say. Yeah, lots of people. The way he squats on a touchline is weird.
I'm surprised at his age he can still go down like that. I mean, I squat down. I can hardly get up.
I bet he's proper good at that thing. You know, where you have to go underneath the little bit of wood.
Oh, what, limbo?
Yeah. I bet he's probably good at that.
I see. Do you know what? Because I just see Gary's name card. I see him put a question earlier about what did I cut out of the Harry Redknapp interview. There was a couple of people asking me this, and honestly, I never cut nothing out. What happened was Harry Redknapp was filming it on his phone, and his phone rung. So we got disconnected for about 10, 15 minutes. And yeah, that's all that cut out. I mean, there was nothing cut out of it. I would never cut anything out of a video anyway. But yeah, that's what cut out. And then I had to go back and edit that bit out, like, and try to get it to look as close to possible as what we was talking about. But yeah, it's just one of them things.
He got his knob out.
No, do you know what? Do you know who rung him, Nick, as well?
Go on.
Terry Creasy.
No, it weren't.
It was. And I rung Terry up later and I went, "Oi, Till." I went, "I bet I know what you've done this morning." He went, "What?" I went, "I bet you rung Harry Redknapp." He went, "How do you know that?" I went, "Because I was interviewing him when you rung him."
Paul Robinson says, "I wasn't happy at all with Moyes at first, but after this season, I would have been gutted if he had left totally. Changed my opinion." Lots of comments about that.
Do you know what I didn't get? You know, like when we got Moyes and went, "Oh, he's a dinosaur of football rubbish." I think we played some brilliant stuff.
Yeah, I think what Moyes needs to improve on.
Everyone thinks he plays negative football. He doesn't.
I think what Moyes needs to improve on next season is taking it to the bigger teams a little bit more.
Yeah,
I think he got his spot on with teams around us, and we got some great wins this season at grounds that we probably wouldn't. You'd never think, like going to Leeds and winning. You know, we haven't won at Leeds for years. Going to Everton, places like that, Sheffield United. We got some really good away wins this season. It was just when we come against the big boys, I think Man City was probably the only team away from home that we really give it a go. And we only lost 2-1 at home. Probably Man United first half, we give it a good go, and Arsenal. But yeah, I think that's where he needs to improve next season.
Fees as well. He's getting the consistency there a bit more as well. And there's been times he's bottled it against other sides as well. Everton at home, we didn't show enough. Tough to blame that one on him. But Brighton at home, as well. That's probably one of the biggest disappointments of the season because they were there for the taking at that point. And
but he admitted he got that one wrong, didn't he?
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, wrong. My selection was wrong." And
yeah, that's it. So but he's learning about the players all the time. So it's just the thing for us. We need to get some more winners on board. People who are experienced in seeing out games, who are experienced in driving us further forward. Because as much as we've looked a strong unit at times this season, there's been times when we still looked at side that's mentally weak and crumble at moments when we can't afford to. And
I disagree a bit with that. I think we've been a lot stronger mentally than we have been for years.
We have been stronger, Nick, but there's still times when we're crumbling.
Yeah, against the big sides, he shits himself.
That's the only
thing that pisses me off.
But it's not even the big sides. You look at them games where we were 3-0 up and cruising, and then we're scrapping and holding on. Everton at home, another game where the players lacked the bottle to go on.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that, Scott. I got to say, I don't agree with that. I think mentally we was a lot better this year. We held leads and all of that sort of thing. Yeah, I know we had a couple of airy moments with the 3-2s and the 3-3s, but that was, you got to think about the squad we've got, the injuries that we had towards the end, and how mentally draining it must have been, to think, fuck it. Like, my mind was gone fucking trying to read the table every weekend. You know what I mean? Like looking at the table, seeing who wins and who don't win, and how we can get into the Champions League. Like, I think that's a bit harsh. I think the squad depth let them down in the end.
No, it's the lack of experienced heads with that winning mentality, where you go on and you get yourself in front, and even when you're a goal down, to go on and get another win. We've improved a lot. We've improved mentally a lot, but there's still that weakness there where having a few more leader quality experienced heads in the side that have been there and done it will help a little bit.
Yeah. All right, mate. We all have different opinions. That's what football is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
Mate. I think
if we all agreed it'd be a boring world.
What was that, Gray? I didn't hear you, mate.
I said if we all agreed it'd be boring.
I can't hear you, Gray. Your volume's gone. I love winding you up, Gray. I heard you the first time, mate.
Yeah.
Right. Talking about Big Six, in as we was talking about them just a minute ago, the punishments have come out. If you can call them that.
Call it that. Fucking ridiculous, mate. Much as we said, nothing would happen. Nothing of any note would happen.
Don't forget, there's no big club bias. Right? It's all made up. It's all made up.
Stop nicking my line.
Yeah, stop nicking it, Scott. You got 2 lines. It's that, and you can't put 4th place in the trophy cabinet.
I actually think it's a fucking disgrace. I think Gary Neville was correct. It is an absolute embarrassment. If that would have been anybody else apart from them top, how can you go like £3 million? £3 million? They pay more in fucking like catering and things like that over the season.
That's probably their stationery bill for the year.
But that's what I'm saying. Like £3 million fine for trying to kill the English game. Who give them this? The Premier League? Be disgraced with themselves. Absolutely. And they can't turn around now and say there's no corruption. Because
these are the same people that fined us £23 million because Sheffield United couldn't win 1 game out of 10.
But that's what I'm saying. If you know what I mean, like £23 million. But even then, right? And even that's my fucking club, right? Even then, they probably should have deducted us points. A player was playing for us that weren't registered. They should have been deducted points, but they give a record fine. They've paid that between the fucking 6 of them. Between the 6 of them, right? And then you look at clubs like Leeds. Look at them when they was in the fucking the Championship. You look at clubs like who went out of business a little while ago. Bury, wasn't it? Bury went out of business because they couldn't afford to pay their bill. They couldn't afford to because the money is being sucked out of the game. The money is being sucked out of the game by these pricks. If these 6 would have left and the league would have collapsed, there would have been another 90 berries. You know what I mean?
And that's it. And that's the problem. And this is the biggest issue with football. Look, you listen to TalkSport. Simon Jordan turned around and said, when it come out, he said, "What do you expect? This is the nature of the beast that has been bred into the Premier League. This is what the Premier League is created by." And the one thing I agree with him is it's all boils down to the greed from the top clubs that doesn't allow the money to filter through properly. And when you've got that power there, this was the opportunity for the FA and the Premier League to take back the power from them 4 big clubs and the 2 North London sides. You know, they could have gripped that power back and said, right, £30 million fine each, 6 to 12 point deductions each, either this season or next season. You know, or a transfer ban. They've
obviously, if they do it again, which they won't, they'll get a 30-point deduction. I agree with you. I think the worst punishment for them would have been a 2-year transfer ban. I really think, like kicking them out of the league might have been a bit. I don't know. If it had happened,
I think they should have had a 2-year European football ban. So like, don't play Europe.
I agree. Like transfer ban, it's because they can't improve with a 2-year ban. They can't improve, but others can. So and then they won't. Other players will.
But what see, sometimes when it comes to these big clubs, I don't know what the rules are there for. They're there for us. They're there for us. Because when you look at what happened with Man City, they got to the Champions League final this year. They shouldn't have even been playing in it. They got banned from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they'd already flouted financial fair play rules. They got banned from the Champions League this year, right? That would have been a fucking mental, like madness if they'd have won it. Because I was thinking that during the final, I was thinking, fucking hell, like they weren't even meant to be in this. They got banned from it, and you know, it don't matter because they'll have some, because there's so much money involved in that. They'll have some fucking lawyer somewhere checking every single, you know, rule book and all of that sort of thing to get them out of it. And they'll have some, you know, prat that'll go, look, we're going to have to do this because, you know, it looks bad if we don't, but just do this, and we'll overturn it. And then we'll just pretend it weren't our decision and all that sort of thing. Absolute joke. It's so corrupt. If it had been anybody else, if it had been any of them, but them 6 clubs, they just don't want to upset them. Because
it's their cash cow. They're the clubs that bring in the most money.
What did they say about the next time? It's going to be a 100 mil fine and a 30-point deduction.
So how do you go from a £3.3 million fine to, if you do it again, 30-point deduction and 100 million fine?
It's not just if they do it again. It's if anyone tries to do it.
But then surely, if that's your punishment, if they do it again, surely your punishment should be now is a 15-point deduction and a £50 million fine, because you're saying, right, you've been bang out of order. What you've done is illegal in the rules of what we've set aside for the game. This is your punishment. You know, it's pathetic. And
the other club should kick up a fuss about it.
But I won't. No, but I won't. This the thing is, go on, Greg.
No,
keep on shouting,
Graham. No, it annoys me. You know, like they said before. Oh yeah, we're listening to the fan. You know, we've got to listen to the fans. They clearly haven't.
But these are the same people that sit there and started bleating on about it's not fair on the fans if we deduct them points. But it's not fair on the fans weren't fair on Bolton fans when they got went into administration and got deducted 12 points. Weren't fair on Bury fans when they went out of business. Weren't fair on Wigan fans when they got deducted.
Well, look what happened to
other clubs.
It's just big club bias. That's all it is.
Look what happened to one of the biggest British clubs of all time, Glasgow Rangers. Got relegated down to the 3rd division, the 4th division in Scotland.
Because
and they had to work their way back up. I mean, the 20 million that has been fined obviously goes into lower league and grassroots, but it's not enough. It's not enough.
Of course, you look at that in the Premier League terms of 3.3 million. That's one player's wages. That's what they're fined these clubs. One player's wages. You know, that's how pathetic it is for you know, when you look at it like that. They've got players on there.
That ain't even a fucking good player. That's
exactly.
It's a youth team player.
That's
Do you know
a
what I mean?
bench warmer.
But that's like Ian's comment I put up earlier with the rugby with Saracens. Deducted them 30 points, chucked it, renegated them, massive fine. You know, when they were probably one of the biggest clubs in rugby at the moment, like at that period. And they done that because the powers that be showed they had more power than the club. And that's what should go on. But it doesn't because they don't.
Andy Hall even makes a good point. He says, "Was this not an agreed fine? So not only did they get a shit fine, they had the input into the fine. They chose their own punishment."
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing. That's what is wrong with modern day football. It's football is corrupt from the top down.
This is where you had all of this sort of like with all due respect and all that, like all of these fucking like pundits and that lording up Chelsea fans like the saviours of football when they started protesting and that. Why aren't they protesting now? It's not good enough. It's not a good enough fine, and they'll do it again because the next time they do it again, they won't give a fuck. If they're gonna? They'll leave the Premier League, and what's a 30-point fine to a team that's going to leave the Premier League? £100 million. Whoever's going to back that Super League, just go, oh, yeah, we'll pay it for you.
And that's exactly it. If you look at, they were going to get £300 million to join the Super League. Yeah. A team like Manchester City can take £100 million fine and a 20-point deduction. They'll make that back up because normally they're 20 points in front of everybody else, barring the other top sides. So they'll make that's that again. That's a better fine, but to a team like City, it's nothing.
Rick Cogger has the right idea.
It affects Spurs and Arsenal, but doesn't affect City. Doesn't affect Chelsea.
Rick Cogger has the right idea. Says they should get fined 150 billion each club, and then give them to the lower leagues and 40 points taken away. 150 billion. I don't think there's that much money in the world, is there? Take 150 billion off of each of them clubs. Imagine how much is your fine? 150, 150 million, $150 billion.
The integrity of the game's gone. It went years ago.
I mean, look, they rely on these big clubs for the TV rights because these are the clubs. I mean, if they went out of the league tomorrow, the Premier League would end because there's 6 clubs in the Championship that are big clubs with big history that could come up. And all right, it might take a few years for the Premier League to get back to that level, but there are clubs down there and there will be investors in them. But it's the TV rights, isn't it? It's what they pay for. But why do you think Man United targeted the Liverpool home game, their fans? Because they knew that that's the most watched game in the Premier League season, and they stuck to their ground, and that's why they done it.
Listen, when all's said and done, right? We've all said and done, yeah. The fans not only have the power, yeah, but in that instance, the players have the power. If they were this is where you would have seen who was actually a football man and who was actually there for the money, because you can go and take a Barcelona or a Real Madrid or a Man United or fucking go as low as Tottenham. Yeah, you can take any of them, right? Now you can take them by name, you can take their ground, but
you never take their freedom.
No, but if you get them there and then like Harry Kane or Lionel Messi or Karim Benzema or any of the superstars that these clubs have got to turn around and go, well, no, actually, no, this is wrong. Like, fuck you. I'm not playing in that stupid league. This is wrong on the fans. The fans don't want it. You've just fucking stabbed everyone in the back. Bollocks to this, and they've gone and. Whether they're under contract or not, they're not slaves. They can walk out on their contracts. Just like you can walk out of a job, I guess. It'll incur more fines than if you walked out of a job. But even still, they can walk out on these contracts and all that. Now you can have Real Madrid, you can have fucking anybody in the league. If it's fucking 11 Park players playing out there, it's not a Super League. If these players would have had a bit of bollocks as well, like the likes of Aguero and Sterling and De Bruyne and all that, and said, no, bollocks to this, I'm going to join. I'll go and join, West Ham. You know, that make them the next Man City. You know, so it was all down to that. So all of these players sort of throwing their hands up, going, "Oh, I don't know what we're going to do." Well, they don't play.
But on the flip side of that, mate, they might have wanted to play in the Super League.
Yeah, they
and that's it. And that's the thing, because look at the amount, how many players come out before the team started dropping out of the Super League and criticised it.
Fucking James Milner, and that's because he was retiring.
Yeah,
couldn't play it.
One or two players who actually play for these clubs come out and criticised it before the team started pulling out. Then all of a sudden, when the team pulled out, everyone started going, "Oh no, we don't want to be involved."
I think what Nicky's saying is right. I think what would have hit the players the most is they wouldn't have been able to play international football. And that's when they would have started saying, "Whoa, hang on, I want to play for my country. I want to win tournaments and represent my country." Like, especially players like Mason Mount and Harry Kane and the young new generation of England players coming through. They wouldn't have thought, "Fuck that." They care more about playing for England than playing in a poxy league out in wherever, Baku.
Especially if, like, I mean, how can you keep the likes of Harry Kane and that at Tottenham? Well, they can't keep him at Tottenham now. But how can you keep him? And how can you keep like the likes of Aubameyang at Arsenal if they know they're going to go into a European competition that they've got absolutely no chance of winning? How can you keep them there? You can't. They want to. You know, these players want. And then even if they'd have played a season or two, you know, after a while, like the likes of the players at Tottenham, we're not going to be in the Champions League. We're not going to fucking win no trophies. Like, I'll go to, you know, who else is in here? Barcelona, Inter Milan, and all that. They you know, these lot ain't gonna win it. And what would that have been? That would have just been another just a standard league, because all the teams that, you know, like the you know, Tottenham and Arsenal and that would have become the Burnleys and the fucking. You know, even like Inter and Man United and Chelsea and that, they might have even turned into them sort of teams. You know what I mean? Like, and then the players keep putting, "Oh, I'm not fucking signing for them. They ain't got no chance." And then what do you have then? You just have, you know, the top three clubs, and the rest are just shit, just making up the numbers.
But see, the thing is that's why they didn't want to drop out of the leagues. That's the thing. They were never going to drop out the league because they know that would happen.
Running around your fucking pitches every weekend, treating it like it's a warm-up game.
But the thing is, that's why they didn't, because they know, look, there's loads of money in it. But like you said, our fans going to be happy, right? So say Arsenal were one of the 15 that couldn't be relegated. Arsenal fans were screwing because they got battered by Bayern Munich 2 seasons on the spin. So imagine that happening 5 seasons on the spin. Fans ain't going to stand for it.
Yeah, they come 15th and then or whatever, and they just have to do it all again next year. It becomes boring.
No, but what they should do, was it I said to you, Scott, when they went, the FA should have gone, right, what we're doing is we're going to go, right, no buyers in the League Cup for teams in Europe. You start in the first round like everyone else. We're bringing back FA Cup replays. If it goes to 2 replay, when they start going, well, that's too many games. You're quite prepared to go and play another 30 games in some poxy European Super League.
Exactly, mate. And that's the thing. These are the players and these are the managers that complain about the fixture pile-ups and they want to play more games. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, but it's because it's all down to that, mate.
Exactly.
That's all it's about, is money. It's not about the amount of games they play, it's about how much money they can make from the games.
Exactly.
That's all it comes down to. It's all it boils down to.
Premier League should be disgraced. I think that, you know, that is just org thing where they have people signing up. I think people should fucking make another one and get people to sign them up and say we fucking visit the punishment. It's not good enough.
But they won't. They won't. It's done. There's going to be no more of it. It's all going to be papered over the cracks. This time next year, everybody will be creaming their pants over City and Man United and all that again. It's just part and parcel of modern day football, unfortunately.
Stupid.
Anyway, fuck the Super Six. Let's talk about something positive. We had a couple of videos going this week. One was the one Nicky released yesterday, doing a little bit of delivering on behalf of the food banks.
Yeah.
Nick, for people who didn't see it, mate, talk us through it. Great calls.
Yeah, I've started working for a company called Moyes, which is a hand sanitizer company made in Britain, ethically made and alcohol free and all of that sort of thing. And they do alcohol branded ones as well. But I've started to do a little bit of work for them. Well, I say a little bit of work for them. It's my full-time fucking job. So I'm not doing a little bit of work at all. I'm doing a lot of work. You know, they was kind enough to give me a job. I'm sort of run their social media, do their marketing and stuff like that for them. Really enjoying it. It's a big challenge, and I'm really enjoying the challenge. Go and give them a follow, because all of the followers and things on their sort of socials, and if you retweet and share things for me, you know, it makes my job a lot easier. So please, like, search Moyes. Even better if you can go and buy a hand sanitizer, go and do that. But it's all good stuff.
Running a decent competition as well at the minute, Nick.
It's finished now, yeah, but we will be running a few more competitions.
Did I win?
No.
Oh, ain't that a fucking surprise? I got inside info and I still don't.
I didn't pick the winner. But the first thing I did, like, you know, they was saying to me, like, you know, we're big on the community here, and you know, it's been a bit tough. You know, they didn't just sort of pop these up when, you know, the pandemic started. They've been doing this sort of thing for a long time. And they just said, like, we're big on community. We like giving back to the local community. Do you know anyone that may, you know, need sort of hand sanitizer? And obviously with my links with West Ham, and, you know, knowing John and the guys at the food bank and doing stuff with them before, I said, yeah, they'd be perfect for the food bank. They just went, yeah, just look, we'll get a pallet delivered tomorrow. Just take it, like, take the van and take it to them. And they did. To be fair, they didn't ask me to make the video. I made the video off my own back, and it was, yeah, it's just a pleasure to do things like that. Like, a lot of people don't think we, you know, we get involved in that sort of thing, and but we do get involved in that sort of thing. We just don't shout to the heavens about when we get involved in that sort of thing. So I thought, fuck it, this time I'm gonna, you know, it gives everyone a little bit of exposure. So I'm gonna make a video out of it, and they loved it. Yeah, they loved the video. They didn't expect it, but they loved it.
Good.
Yeah.
No, good, mate.
Good call.
Everyone's gonna have clean hands. That's what it's all about.
Well, the thing is, mate, it's not about that. Is that at the moment, hand sanitizer and things like that are essentials. You know, you've got to have them. You know, it's, you know, we're seeing the R rating still going up.
Well, maybe, mate, if we do get back to football, if you bring a couple of boxes over or whatever, we can give some out at the London Stadium to people to come over for fan cams and that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have a few bottles.
£5 each on the sly.
But what I'm saying is that, you know, these sort of things are essentials at the moment. You know, you need these sort of things, for, you know, to watch.
Yeah. I've always got some in my car. I've got it on my desk at work. In the house, you've got to stay safe, keep clean.
But yeah, you've got to keep your hands clean, and all of that sort of thing is really important. And you know, you know, somebody said, you know, what the fuck, they can't eat hand sanitizer, and I'm like, yeah, but what you don't understand is that these things are essential. You know, when you haven't got the money to buy essentials, and this is an essential, and giving that sanitizer, you know, means that the food bank who take monetary donations as well, they don't have to buy it. So so they can invest more money into food, into, you know, getting people back into work, into courses, and, you know, whatever they do at the food bank. And as I said, it's a good cause, and I'm always happy to help, always.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Great what you've done. Great work, great video as well. I watched it yesterday in work. Yeah, it was a great video. Yeah, another video that went out was obviously last week. Got the chance to interview Harry Redknapp, which I really enjoyed. Yeah, it sort of went down a bit better than what I thought it was going to be, because Harry Redknapp's he's a mixed character, isn't he? You know, people either love him or hate him, and that was good. You know, Harry's a top bloke. You know, he's always had time for me. You know, he is a really good bloke, and I was speaking to him about something different, and I said, look, have you got an hour to spare or 45 minutes? And he said, yeah, and we just whacked on the computer and got it done. And yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad it's gone down well, and hopefully we will get him back on the channel again once we can do something in person, and like Nicky wants to start doing a lot of sort of documentaries for the channel next season, and that might be one of them.
Yeah, it might be. The thing is,
it was good. It was a really good interview, mate. Once again, so well done with that.
Cheers, mate.
As always, mate. As always,
it was a good interview. But you can see, and like, as I say, we're all about opinions here, and I know you know, people have a certain opinion about him, and obviously, like, you hear all of the stories about him and Bonzo and all of the you know, all of the bad shit, and I'm sure some of it's true, but I'm only talking from personal here. He's always been good as gold with me, always. Always. And to be fair, anybody that I've ever seen him meet, he's always been as good as gold as. You know, yeah, I do know that. You know, his career.
It stems from being a kid, mate, down the training ground, and even that game when I went to Wembley to watch England Sweden in the qualifiers, and I went on a school trip, and I lost my teacher, and I didn't have a mobile phone back then. I was only 15, and me and my mate couldn't find a teacher, and we didn't have tickets to get in. And I was wearing a West Ham shirt, and the day before I was at the training ground, and we see Harry Redknapp outside the turnstiles, and he gave us 2 tickets. And we went and sat in the Olympic Gallery next to Gary Lineker, and it's an amazing experience. And I remember sitting in Nicky's house a few weeks later, and he's reading Hammers News, and a Brentford fan actually writ about what happened. He said he see a West Ham fan getting tickets like off of Harry Redknapp, and
that was quite a funny story, actually.
Yeah, I remember that.
A funny story because obviously I knew about, because I never went to the Wembley game. That was with the school, but my mate Gareth was there for some reason. He was bunking off, I suppose. And yeah, as I say, like, they used to go down to the training ground a lot. They lost to school. They weren't getting in Wembley. They was a bit fucked. Saw Harry Redknapp. He pulled 2 tickets out of their pocket. Went, boys, just behave yourselves. Blah, 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 blah. Make sure they win and see the game and all of that sort of thing. And as they said, he was like sitting up there with the corporates and Gary Lineker and all of that sort of thing. And then a couple of weeks later, I was laying on my sofa. I'll never forget. I was laying on my sofa reading Hammers News. Yeah. And I started reading this story out, and Ryan thought I was joking. I was like reading this story out about, I see 2 young fans the other day locked out at Wembley, didn't have tickets, and Harry Redknapp turned around. He went, all right. I said, I swear it's in this Hammers. And he the worst thing about it is the fucking thing that I remember is took my magazine and cut the fucking thing up.
Do you know what? You know what, mate? I've actually still got that cut out as well. Yeah, I've still got that.
I just thought it was £2.50 at the shop. He fucking started chopping it up.
Yeah, no. The thing is,
this poster marked with your phone on the back. I wanted that.
As I said, like, people either love him or hate him, but I think he's a proper football man, and I could listen to his stories all day. And I think he spoke well about. I asked him about the video. I thought he was going to go a bit funny about that, but he said his piece. And you know, I've never really heard Billy Bond's side of the story to it, and maybe there is a bit of that. Billy didn't enjoy management and he didn't want to do it. And, you know, Harry said, he said someone was going to take the job. If it wasn't me, someone was. So, look, it was a great opportunity for myself to interview him. And yeah, I've got a lot of time for Harry Redknapp.
Yeah, I've always found him quite, you know, a pleasure to.
Do you know what I loved about him as well? And when I love hearing him talk about Bobby Moore, because even in that interview, you hear him getting a bit choked. Every time he talks about Bobby Moore, he gets emotional because he was so close to him. And as I said, we don't get many opportunities to speak to a lot of people that not only played with Bobby Moore, but were really good friends with him. So it's always good to speak to these people, because Bobby Moore is, as I said in the interview, you know, the greatest player to ever put on a West Ham shirt, and none of us ever see him play. So it's good when I hear stories about Bobby Moore and that generation. And it was good. I enjoyed it.
No, it was a very good interview, mate. Very good.
Thomas, he loves jam roly poly as well. Do you know what? The funny thing was, and I don't want to put it out because you know what it's like.
Graham had his dick out. Did you see that? Graham had his dick out.
Even Sandra had a pop at me. When someone rang his phone and we couldn't get it working again, I could hear him, but he couldn't hear me. And for some reason, it wasn't working. And Sandra, he was going, Sandra, come and sort this out. And she come on, and I was like, I'm so sorry, Sandra. Like, she went, that's all right. I'm used to it. All this technology and Harry.
Go on then, Scott. Let's talk.
Go ahead, Scott. What have you done this week, mate? Nicky's give out hand sanitizer. I've interviewed Harry Redknapp. What have you done?
Nothing as exciting as that. Let's put it that way. So I won't bore you in my week.
Graham, what you done, mate?
Apart from a 5-side Monday, scored a screamer. What can I say?
No, yeah, we all say that. Tap-ins.
Well, I wanted to ask you, Sal. I was going to ask you this off air, but I came on a bit late. Do you all fancy a bit of foot golf?
Yeah. You never been? You ever done it?
I've never been.
Where's that?
I know you didn't come on the Thames Ironworks day. Oh, mate, it's quality.
What, the Moby Dick?
Yeah.
No, that's proper golf, isn't it?
No, they got foot
No,
golf.
they do foot golf there as well.
Really?
That's where we did. That's where we did the Thames Ironworks one.
I'll scrap that. Let's just have a Chinese and we'll stay here, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up for a bit of foot golf. Could be interesting.
Could be a good video. Good content.
We all hamstrings, Scott. We all hamstrings. You sure?
I'll be fine, mate. I'll be fine.
Scott, if you score a hole in one, will you do your celebration like you did when you scored that goal for Newham? And you screamed,
right? Do your celebration.
He went like that. He went, come on! I went, Scott, we're 5-0 down, mate.
I didn't score, mate.
I remember that. He rifled it on the edge of the box. And I remember about 3 of us jumped over it and it just nestled in the bottom corner.
I just remember Scott, the one when Scott broke his leg and got sent off for the tackle, and he was still giving it to the ref while he's being carried off in agony.
Terrible decision by the referee. Terrible.
It was. It was.
The worst thing about that is the geezer I took out was trying to claim that I broke his leg. He played the full 90 minutes.
Well, why don't we set something up then for obviously let's wait and see what happens with the on the 21st of June, whatever's going to happen with that. But maybe we should set something up definitely during the pre-season and go and do a foot golf and record it.
Let me know. I'll sort it. It's only up the road for me, so I can book it.
All right.
Sounds good.
So
we don't have to wait till the restrictions, do we? Because we can.
It depends what they're going to do, but I don't think so. If we aim for
what's going on?
I don't know, mate.
Yeah, because you can play golf, so I'm sure you'll be allowed to play foot golf, surely.
I don't know, driver.
Well, don't take boys lightly, boys. You never know.
but no, that sounds like a good idea, mate. So let us know when we're when you're wanting to do it, and I'll book it.
Just happy to do something, innit? It'd be good to do something.
Yeah, we haven't had a little day out for ages.
No, that's what I mean. It's the weather's lovely. Let's get out there and enjoy it.
And then we can take the cameras after to the pub, and you can watch us get pissed.
Me and White at the bar going, cheeky JD.
I need to put a light on. It's getting a bit dark now.
Oh, no.
What else has been happening in the West Ham world? Anything? I know we signed a youngster, didn't we?
Yeah, 2 youngsters this week. One, the boy from Reading, and the boy from Chelsea. I'm not good with names, but I know the Chelsea one comes. Well, they both come highly recommended. But the Chelsea one, they signed him a couple of years ago for 1.8 million or something, and it hasn't worked out for him there. But no, look, it's 2 young players. I mean, I see. I think it was Dom tweeted out the other day. He quote tweeted it when "Good luck at Bolton in a few years' time." And I think that's sort of seen what happens with our youngsters. But no, you never know. We might have found one gem out of the 2. Yeah. I like the look of the Reading boy. Is his name Thierry something? I like the look of him. I like the look of both of them. What I've seen of them, but yeah.
That's it. It is a little hit and miss with the youngsters, isn't it? You know, you get your special talents like Rice, who sort of come in and flourish, and then you get your other ones who have to drop down a few leagues to get their career kick-started and work their way up. Look at someone like Leon Britton. He was at us for a youngster, didn't really get in the side. We let him go. He went all the way down to I think the conference. And then worked his way up from there and ended up being, for Swansea, one of the best players for their in their Premier League, seasons. So it works out for him. But that's the gamble you take with youngsters. But let's just hope it's we get another Declan Rice, a player that wasn't wanted by his parent club, and we take him and bring him further forward.
Yeah, now want him back.
Yeah, Ken Hammers has said it. Thierry Neves and Pierre Ekwa. Ekwa's the boy from Chelsea, obviously. But yeah, look, they've obviously been scouted, and Moyes makes that final decision. So yeah, and there's good staff in the youngsters coaching them. So yeah, who knows? They might break into the first team. But I think before we quickly go into ask anything, we've got to talk about England.
I was going to say that. I was just trying to get all the West Ham stuff out of the way.
Yeah, fuck West Ham now. It's the Euros. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's been hard for me to get excited for this tournament because usually we go down the pubs and things like that, and we get. It wasn't until today that I was getting a little bit more excited. I can't wait for Sunday now. I honestly can't wait. And I think I've done a prediction. I said England always draw their opening games, didn't they? So I've gone for 1-1. Scotland, we're going to beat them 4-0. And then we're going to beat the Czech Republic 2-0.
Confidence.
Yeah. I'm confident in this squad, Scott, because I think we're in a better position, better shape now than we was in 2018.
Now, see, I look at our first 11 and maybe a few, and I'm confident. I think if we get a couple of injuries, a bit like West Ham, I think we're stuffed.
Well, the only player I'm worried about getting injured is Harry Kane, because who replaced him? I mean, you got Calvert-Lewin, who's a good striker, but he's not a Harry Kane. But then I think of the front three, and I think, what is he going to go with? I think with Croatia, he's going to keep it safe, and he'll probably start Sterling and Rashford and Kane. But I think, come on, Southgate, have a bit of bollocks. Release Phil Foden and Jack Grealish. We're just behind Harry Kane, because them two, honestly, I watched Jack Grealish in the last two games. And I know he gets a lot of criticism for his diving, and rightly so sometimes, but what a player he is. And Phil Foden, it's such a special talent. I look around that forward line, you've got Sancho, Sterling, Saka, Rashford, Foden, Grealish, Calvert-Lewin, Harry Kane. And then, even when you look into
what about like Mason Mount and fucking...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've got Mount. You've got Jude Bellingham. It's crazy, the talent. And
I do. We are stronger than we were a couple of years ago.
It's just at the back, because I look at Tyrone Mings sometimes. I think he looks like Scott when he used to defend.
Well, the thing is, Harry Maguire's the...
Oh, Scott weren't a bad defender. You leave him alone.
Harry Maguire's the key, because I think he'll probably start 4 at the back on at the weekend, and he'll probably go Walker. I don't know. It's difficult. Stones is the main man in defence as well. He'll probably start Mings and probably Luke Shaw. He fancies Luke Shaw, doesn't he? Like the player. Me personally, I prefer Chilwell, but
the thing is, though, I know they're friendlies and you can't take a lot from it. But you watched them. Did you watch the friendlies the other night?
Yeah, but they're two different teams.
I know.
Usually the friendly before a major game in a tournament is usually the closest to the starting 11.
Yeah.
That starting 11 might be nowhere near that starting 11.
To be fair, normally the first game, like the last game before a tournament, we play a very poor side. I thought we played not a poor side, but a difficult side to play against when you're not playing the strongest 11. But Mings' performance in that game worried me. The fact that I don't think Maguire's a brilliant defender, but he's better than Tyrone Mings.
I think Harry Maguire. I think his price tag puts a lot of people off. When you watch him actually play football, he's a good defender. He makes mistakes. They all do. It was good to see him back in training, and he's going to be vital for us how far we go in this one. But going forward, I'm so excited with this team. And honestly, I think Southgate, he probably won't, because I don't think Southgate's got the bollocks to do it. But I'd get Grealish and Foden in that team together, because I think them two. I mean, even a Jack Grealish coming off the bench would cause teams problems.
But then you could have some sort of fucking like breakout moment from Jude Bellingham.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
17 years old, boy.
He's meant to be. He's like 17, 18 years old. He's meant to be a fucking genius. Like,
yeah, he is, mate. He's a good player.
And he could get chucked in there, and he could be one of. He could have a Wayne Rooney moment. Like he did in two. I mean, talking about the Euros, mate, like just a bit of nostalgia. Somebody posted sort of Wayne Rooney's highlights of when he broke into that 2004 tournament. Fucking hell, he was a player.
Best I've seen in my lifetime, apart from
Almighty. I forgot how. Do you know what? Because of just how he was at the end of his career, you sort of
forgot. You know why? Because Rooney in that tournament had no fear, and he was playing like a street player. You know, he didn't let anything faze him. The crowds, the players he was playing against, he just thought, you know what, I'm here. Watch me set this tournament alight. And if he wouldn't have got injured, we'd have won that tournament.
Yeah, I think. I was just going to say that. I think once he got injured, that was we dipped massively. I think.
The thing is as well. You look at Grealish. You know, Grealish was a player that wasn't getting into Southgate's plans. You know, and he spoke to Southgate, worked out what he had to improve on, and all that. And you know, he could be the one that spearheads us further into the tournament. You know, we should make it out of the group. I ain't gonna lie, I've had a cheeky bet that we don't make it out of the group. 16-1, you can't knock it.
Fuck that, you should have saved yourself money, mate.
But you know, you've got, like you said, there's exciting players there, and it's just getting that chemistry right. You know, when you look at the first friendly that we had, Harry Kane not being in the box, for me, that's a little bit worrying. You know, I want to see Kane in the box because he is
fucking taking corners at one point.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you know, you saw wide. We've got really, really quick, pacey wide players. We need Kane in and around that 6-yard box because let's be honest, that's where Kane's at his best. If we're going to get goals, Kane's got to be in that 6-yard box. And I feel if he plays the likes of Foden and Grealish, and then you've got Kane dropping deep as he did the other night, I don't see them players getting beyond Kane. With Sancho and Rashford and Sterling, they're going to get beyond him. So it's going to be. It's got to be very. He's got to get his tactics spot on.
It's a bit of a weird group as well because a weird way of doing the tournament because third place, some like 4 of the 6 third places go through. Has that always been the case? I don't think that's always been the case. Is it?
No.
I think that because there's more teams in this tournament, isn't there?
Yeah, but like 4 of the 6 third best third places go through, which you know, but it fucks up the groups a little bit because the group that Germany, France, and Portugal are in, like it's the group of death. You know, to be fair, all 3 of them should go through because they should all fucking whoop the other team. I forgot who that was. I don't think they're
Hungary, innit?
Hungary, yeah. But they should all go through. But I think top of our group plays top of their group. Which could be a little bit like you might even be better off coming second in our group.
Yeah, well, Scotland can finish third in our group and have a better run to the final than us. So
yeah,
I think England on their day can beat anyone. And I don't know if any of you see the Simon Jordan interview yesterday. Him and Jim White had a massive barney on TalkSport yesterday because Simon Jordan was basically saying that he don't care about any of the other home nations apart from England. And I totally agree with him. I'm not all for all these people saying, "Oh, yeah, I hope Scotland do." I hope Scotland get battered every game. I hope Wales.
They won't want us to do well, so why should I want them to do well?
Anyone that says that has only got to watch Wales the way their players celebrated when we got knocked out of the last.
Yeah, and what they've got to remember, Scott, is that was a shit England team, but we still beat Wales in that tournament. Yes, they went further, but look, it was their first tournament in a million years. So good luck to them. It's like Scotland's first tournament since '98. This is they're treating it like. Because it'll be another 30 years, 40 years before they get to another tournament. Look, I don't want Scotland to do well, just like they don't want England to do well.
Yeah. The only game you're going to want Scotland to do well is in the last game, is if we need them to get a result so that we finish top of the group or second in the group, wherever we want to be. That's it.
I don't see where the story is in that interaction. Simon Jordan, I support England. I don't get why the fuck would I want Scotland to do? We're in the same fucking group as us.
Yeah. That's like me saying, "Oh yeah, I want Tottenham to do well in Europe, or I want Millwall to do well in whatever."
Yeah.
You know,
it's not even like that. It's like fighting for Champions League spaces with Tottenham and going, "Yeah, I hope they do well." We're in the same group as Scotland. Why the fuck would I want Scotland to do well? We're in the same fucking group.
Exactly, and the thing is. They all hate England. They hate England. You know, they don't want us to do well.
Right? Every time England play in a major tournament, right? Every single time, this is the God's honest truth. Graham will back me up here because we've spoken about this before, me and Graham, and he probably can't even remember, right? Sports Direct and all of them shops, right, order an influx of whoever England's playing. Like the last time we was in the World Cup, they ordered influxes of Croatia shirts and Colombia shirts and all of that sort of, and they sell the fuckers out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I remember talking to you about that. Yeah, yeah, no, it's fucking.
Exactly. And that's it. And that's just the way their fans are. They don't like us, then that's part and parcel of it.
Listen, I love it that even a poor England team can beat these nations, even when they're at their peak and their best. I remember when Wales went 1-0 up when Gareth Bale scored in 2016 against us. And fuck me, they was like, and then we scored 2 late goals and beat them, and we were totally shit in that tournament in 2016.
That was when Ryan lost his trainers.
Surrey scored that winner, and it was like we won the Euros. It was mental. And like I said, Scotland haven't been in the tournament for 20. What is it? 98 was there? Was it 98 their last tournament?
Yeah.
So,
oh right, do you remember your me getting your trainer in the head when the second goal went in?
When we scored the winner,
someone lobbed his trainer, hit me right in the head.
So when we scored the winner, I sort of went backwards and fell over on the floor, and everyone thought like, oh, he's doing the bundle. So everyone started jumping on me. Then my trainer fell off, and someone threw it.
Yeah, and it hit me in the head.
Yeah, I love it, mate.
I was over near the bar getting a drink. I just come running in.
When we went up the pub to watch the World Cup, and everyone came up there, and I was fucking running back through the thing, and I fell over in the fucking shopping centre, and everyone jumped on top, and then my trousers fell down. Remember that?
Yeah.
Right. Do you remember slide tackling Nicky walking through the shopping centre when you went?
That's what happened. That's what happened. Yeah. And everyone jumped on top of me, and fucking my trousers fell down.
Here's a question. What are your guys' favourite England song? Mine was England New Order 1990. World Emotion.
I'm with Stuart K on that one.
No, it's fucking it's coming home.
Do you know what? It's crazy to think that song's 25 years old.
Mental, isn't it?
Absolutely mental. But yeah, look, World Emotion. I love tournaments. I love going to a pub watching England when they're playing all the England songs and everyone's up for it. I mean, 2018 was some great memories. And that's one thing that's putting me off going to the pubs to watch it this summer. I'd rather watch it at home because you got to book a table and sit at a table, and you're not allowed to jump up and shout and sing. And I'm like, that's not what it's about. You want to hug strangers. You want people diving on you. You want beer going. You know, that's what we live for. That's what I love.
My missus she's going out tomorrow for lunch at a pub, and when she had to book the table, you have to book different packages to what you're going to the place for. So because she's going for lunch with her mates, she's had to book a lunch. But like they've got you book the table for 2 games. You know,
is she going to a Green King pub?
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, they do like Euros and things like that. You got to hold and give and do it at the right time. You must go fast,
but you must get to the line. They'll always hit you and hurt you.
And then attack. There's only one round the back. So catch me
if you can, because I'm the England man.
And what you looking at is the ass. We ain't no hooligans. This ain't a football song. 3 lines on my chest. You know I can't go. We're all out of tune now.
No.
We was all singing different lines at different times. That was a mess.
Now do it in your opera voice. You got to hold and give.
What's that? Fucking, that sounded more like fucking
choir music.
That was like Ali Jones.
Yeah. We're walking in the air.
No, it sounded like, what's his name? I can write the theme tune, sing the theme tune.
Who's that? Write the theme tune, sing. Who's that?
Little Britain. Dennis Waterman, wasn't it? Dennis Waterman, write the theme tune, sing the theme tune.
Right, let's go ask us anything.
Let's go to ask us anything. I've got a great idea.
Do you know one thing when he coming home? It was the the thing that always got you goosebumps when you used to listen to that on the radio when it first come out was when they actually had the commentator. Jonathan Pierce. Jonathan Pierce. Yeah, it was Jonathan Pierce when he actually worked for Gold. I think it was Gold.
Yeah,
Capital Gold, wasn't it? Yeah.
When he was actually allowed to be a bit flamboyant, like now on Radio 5 Live, he's very, he's not. Yeah, and the fact of listening to that and listening to it back and stuff like that, it still gives you goosebumps now.
Matt Powell saying which better, Ant and Deck song or James Corden and Dizzy Rascal? Ant and Deck for me all day long. That Dizzy Rascal, James Corden, shout, let it on. That was fucking terrible.
Awful.
Terrible. What was that 2010 World Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was as bad as England's performance during that World Cup. Let's be honest.
Graham, do you remember back home?
It was before I was a few years before I was born, but I do know the song. Back home.
Yeah, I think we all know that. We've all got the England playlist. We've all got the England playlist.
I ain't.
Yeah, it's because you don't jump on England.
Do you know what I miss as well? I miss the fact clubs don't do a cup final song anymore. It used to be a big part of the cup. Yeah, I know, but it was a big part of the cup final weekend.
Yeah, because players
used to see the team buses leave the hotel and they do the route to the final. And it's brilliant.
Right.
Don't get that anymore.
Right. They don't even do the FA Cup final on a fucking exclusive day anymore. They had the FA Cup final and we played after. We played fucking Brighton or something where we played.
Yeah, I know. It should be the last game. That should be the curtain closer on the season. The very last game.
God, do you remember that one?
Do you remember the Scotland song? Do you
know what?
In 1998.
Spin.
Yeah, that was by Bowen Sperling, wasn't it? That was that bloke from Martin from Love Sport Radio that I used to go on, and he sung that song, Sven. I used to like that song.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Scotland one in 1998?
Yeah.
What was that one?
We're going home.
Don't come home too soon.
Yeah, don't come home too soon.
I swear, that's what it was called.
Yeah, I remember it. Ali McQuist was all rapping.
This is a bit of a slow song. He got a guitar out and all of that sort of thing.
Someone's asked. Oh, go on.
Sorry, go on.
No, go on.
It's half time of the Euros, everyone. It's Italy 0, Turkey 0.
Lively game, that one.
I've got it on. It's not really much. It's best chances have fallen to Italy so far, but not really a lot going on.
Does anyone live near Ruskin Avenue, Shakespeare Crescent? If there was a kid and hadn't seen it in 40 years.
No.
Not me, mate.
No.
Nah, I'm not. Yeah.
Where
is Ruskin Avenue?
He's
up near Plashett. Up near Plashett, isn't it? Where Ruskin Arms is.
Yeah. Kimbo saying, did any of you see the Mayweather fight last weekend?
No.
I see the highlight. I watched the highlights just out of interest, and it was like it was a glorified, overpaid sparring match. And there was even a point you see where Mayweather actually knocked him out and he held him up.
He held him up, didn't he? Yeah, I heard that.
He did. You could see his eyes were gone. And look, it's a good payday for Mayweather. As I said, £50 million for a spar ain't bad. And Logan goes on, he earns $15-20 million, whatever it is, and he'll go on to. The thing is with this Logan, he's got the build of a boxer, but if you watch the first round, the way he come out, it was like two blokes fighting in the Weatherspoons. He was swinging, and you got his silly brother in the crowd going, thinking he won the fight, and I'm like, oh, fuck off, mate. Like, look, Mayweather could have finished it.
Mayweather just controlled it.
Yeah, Mayweather was smiling and laughing during the fight, and as I said, he actually did knock him out, but he held him up because he didn't want him to like go down. And you know, it's a shame because
do you not find that right? I'm not a big boxing fan, as I say. I don't give a shit about boxing, to be quite honest with you. Like, I watch a few fights and all of that sort of thing. I'm not a massive boxing fan, but do you not think that someone that went like 50-0, 50 fights, no, and he's like propping up a YouTuber just to make sure he doesn't beat him, like after everything that him and his brother have done to the sport, like I mean, he was fighting Mayweather. He hadn't even won a fucking YouTube boxing match, let alone a fucking boxing match.
No.
His brother's out there like fighting basketball players, and yeah, he you know, he apparently knocked out that MMA fighter, but I think the MMA fighter took a dive for money. If I'm quite honest with you, but you know, don't you think it's just making a mockery of it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why would he want to do that?
Well, the thing is, mate, it's like Ryan said before. There's boxers that train their whole lives, you know, and don't get a shot at a fight, you know, that sort of payday.
I'll be honest with you, mate. Boxing is not a joke. It's a serious sport, and you can get killed in the ring, you know. And they are making a mockery of it. But when they've got promoters out there that are jumping on the chance, like Eddie Earn, because he knows there's money to be made, and unfortunately, YouTubers now, I mean, not people like us, but like the big, massive star YouTubers, they can bring in the crowds because people will watch it. And it is a shame because, you know, I know people that are pro boxers and they don't get these sort of opportunities, and they have to have the odd fight down the York Hall every now and again to earn a little bit of money, ticket sales money. But then you get someone like Logan Paul or whoever who jump in a ring and earn 50 million, life-changing money. And I think his brother's actually fighting this weekend, and I think I can't remember the name of the fighter he's fighting, but I watched the weigh-in, and this geezer ain't here to fuck about. And the other, whatever his name is, Jake Paul, or the other, I can't even remember what one it is now. He wouldn't even look him in the eye. He looked scared. And it's going to take one of these ex-pro boxers to fucking knock him out to say, listen, this ain't a game. No. This ain't a game.
They're too smart for that, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, Mayweather could have killed Logan Paul.
Yeah.
He could have killed him. He's all right. He's not the Mayweather of 20 years ago or whatever he was, or even 10 years ago. Yeah. But he's a highly trained boxer, probably the best, you know, one of the best the world's ever seen in
best
terms
pound
of
for
boxing.
pound.
Pound for pound, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, and if he'd have, you know, really wanted, I mean, I'll see the fight card and the amount of punches thrown and all of that sort of thing, and percentage of, you know, he could have fucking hit him. You know, as I say, you know, when you look at, you know, the likes of Michael Watson that has to fucking, you know, has to have people fucking giving him a bath and that because he, you know, he give that, you know, he give up part of his life for boxing because, you know, he got knocked out and he never got back up properly again. You know what I mean? Like, it's making a mockery of it. I think it's stupid. I think
and that's the thing.
Like turning them pro and all that. I think the whole thing's got to hold his hands up and just say, look, fucking come on. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the commission and all of that.
Yeah, a lot of people slated the Mike Tyson fight, but the thing is with Mike Tyson, he fought Roy Jones Jr., you know, two ex-pros that just wanted another little payday, and you know, they've put a lot into their life dedicated, and they need a little bit of money. No one can moan about that. You got two ex-pros going against each other. But this Mayweather fight on Saturday, there's no judges, no one's going to win or lose unless you get knocked out. And as you said, Mayweather caught him and he went. You see him and you see him holding out, and the bell went. So,
that's the thing for me is that, you know, it makes a bit of a mockery of the sport, but also the fact that Mayweather's knocked him out, not even trying to hurt him, right? And the problem is that that's Mayweather not trying. That's Mayweather putting on a show for the fans. You know, it was an exhibition fight. Now the problem is if someone like Mayweather can knock someone out just being an exhibition fight, someone like Mayweather could put somebody in the hospital or even kill them in an exhibition fight, because it's just, you know, one punch can completely change your life.
Yeah, and that can be any exactly, weight of boxing. That can happen in the gyms exactly. When you're sparring.
Yeah, but you know when you're a boxer and you're trained, you know, you're trained how to box, you're taught how to box, you know the risks that you're getting involved in. These are professional boxers who have trained all their life to be boxers, taking on people who just want a bit of a payday and think they're a lad. You know, and it's going to come a time, one of these YouTubers doing it, and I hope it doesn't happen, but they're going to get seriously hurt. And then the whole spotlight then is going to be shoved on boxing, and like, oh, well, you know, boxing's a terrible sport. Boxing, this shouldn't be allowed, you know, and that's what worries me.
Well, no disrespect. It's like and I like Chunks. I think he's a really good bloke, and I like watching him. But it's like him going in there against Anthony Joshua. Like, it's ridiculous. But look, they're taking advantage of earning a lot of money. If someone said to me, go and get in the ring with Mike Tyson, you're not going to get hurt. He's been told not to hit you hard, and you earn 15 million quid. Who's going to turn that down? So I don't blame these YouTubers for doing it, but it is a mockery to the sport, because there's people out there that live on ticket sales and have to sell out the York Hall just to earn a little bit of quid, and they're working Monday to Friday as well while they're doing it.
That's it, mate. That's it. Isle of Hammer says, "Are we doing a watch along for the England game?"
Nah.
No, probably not. I mean, next Friday we won't be doing Friday Night Pint because it's England, Scotland, and I think everyone should have a night off to enjoy that. I don't know if you boys want to do anything on Thursday, but if you're available, but if not, we have to have a week off. What's happening with Nicky's screen? He's fading in like Quantum Leap.
What's happened?
He's gone red.
What's happened?
I don't know.
Nick, you ain't had one of them Willy Wonka fucking sweets, have you? Like Violet Bogart.
I don't know what's going on.
The old 10.
Another one here. Who do you guys think is the most overrated player ever?
Ever?
Nordvite.
I don't know. Most overrated. I
don't know. What for West Ham or in general?
I don't know, just in general.
In general.
See, I think Paul Pogba's a bit overrated, if I'm honest. He's a good player, but I don't think he's as good as what people think he is. And he's definitely not worth the money he's been paid for him in his career.
I'm going David Luiz.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
Yeah, I think David Luiz was good for Chelsea when he played centre mid.
Yeah.
I think he was decent centre mid.
The Hayes, do you think he's still sort of living off the one or two decent seasons he had a few years ago?
The Hayes is one of them ones, and he's very mixed, because I think he's a great goalkeeper. I really do. I mean, you look at when United were struggling the last couple of seasons, the amount of saves he pulled off to win them points and matches. I think you put De Gea in a Man City team, then people will call him world class.
I don't rate him. He's a good goalie, and he's got like world class ability, but for me, he makes too many fucking mistakes. Too many mistakes. He's let too many like.
It's what's in front of him. Oh yeah, the last couple of seasons he has, but he's been at United for a long time now. And if you look at the whole career, but the last 2 seasons, I agree that the amount of shots he's let roll under him and things like that, it's not good enough for a top class goalkeeper.
I mean, Roy Keane was doing his nut about him, wasn't he, on a couple of times, on post match analysis.
Roy Keane moans about anything he does.
There's one player I thought that was always overrated, and I don't know how he had as long a career in England. In Italy, he was all right. As one Sebastian Veron.
I thought you was going to say Gaza then.
No. In Italy, he was a good player. Veron how he played over here for so many years, I don't know.
Yeah, Veron wasn't great at United, and he was even worse at Chelsea. I mean, United must have been rubbing their hands together when Chelsea come in with that bid.
A bit like
30 million, wasn't it?
Same as Di Maria, wasn't it? Di Maria, sorry.
Yeah.
He come with a big thing and couldn't cut it in the Premier League.
Some players are so certain leagues, don't they?
Yeah, Savio was very overrated.
Massively overrated, mate.
They said he was the next Robinho. He was more like Ribena.
In the chat,
Barmorta used to frustrate the hell out of me.
Who, Gray?
Ken Ammers is picking an interesting one. Sterling's up there. Pogba also overhyped. Sterling for me,
internationally, I'd say yes, because he hasn't. People don't realise he's been to 3 or 4 major tournaments now. He's never scored for England, even though that one against Italy that went top corner. I still say that went in. That still went in. Do you remember that when he shot that and everyone thought it went in? Even the BBC thought it went in. They put 1-0 and it went wide.
Yeah, I still don't know what happened.
I don't know, man. I think it went in and come out the back of the net and they didn't know what was going on, so they just said no goal.
Yeah, but nobody celebrated or nothing. I was fucking jumping around the front room.
Wayne Rooney.
Ooh,
Sorry.
That's an harsh one. That's an harsh one.
All-time England's got top goal scorer, yes, against lesser nations, but come on, Man United's all-time top goal scorer as well. And he was a teenage sensation. I don't think he's overrated. I think he goes down as one of the greats.
He'll go down as one of the greats not to win anything with England as well.
Yeah, but how many can you say that about?
Yeah, but you can say that about General.
You can say that about. You can say that about Glenn Lineker, John Barnes, Kevin Keegan, Brooking. There's been so many.
That's what I mean. It's long list. Any other questions? Have a look. Keep your questions coming, people. I'm trying to find them. Someone said Boogers was overrated.
Boogers.
He got legendary status when he snapped Gary Neville.
Yeah,
Nicky's mate.
Yeah, he's only on pitch about 3 minutes, wasn't he? Oh, don't start Nick off. Don't. Oh, Nick looks all sad now.
Talking about that, right?
Oh, God, here we go.
Has anyone realised that Anderson's come back?
Yeah.
He's back now.
Well, he's on holiday, but yeah, he's back.
Yeah, the thing is with Anderson, I mean, I know that Moyes wants to look to move him on, but I can see him sort of staying with us for pre-season and seeing how it goes. You know, you never know.
So I'm just leaving that there so I don't lose it. Sorry. Go on, carry on.
Who will win the Euros?
I just put it there so I didn't lose it in the chat. That was all.
I know, go on. We'll answer it anyway. But I think France are favourites. I think England are up there. I think Portugal will be up there.
Portugal,
I think
you
there's
can
going to be
discount Germany and Spain. Can you?
Or Italy as well. I think it's going to be a good tournament.
Can't rule out Belgium either. You know, Lukaku, I think he's one of the out of all the top strikers, all the top teams, he's one of the strikers that's in the best form going into this tournament. You know,
I mean, the thing is with Belgium, they remind me of us with the 2006 squad, you know, like all the so-called golden generation. Like time's running out for them, you know, because some of the players are getting a bit older now, and this is probably going to be their last opportunity as the squad as it is now.
Who's it?
Then to do something, Belgium.
So you can say the same about Germany, though.
Germany always seems to, even when they're in their poorest, they always seem to get through to the semis at least, don't they? So, I think with England, it's in our hands because we play every game at home. And listen, France might be favourites, but if we met France in one of the rounds and there was a packed Wembley, you know, you got to have luck in the tournament. Everything goes right for England, you know. We could upset teams like France, and to win a tournament, you got to beat the likes of France. And I think Holland. No one's even mentioned Holland, and I think you know they might be a dark horse in the tournament.
Yeah, they've got something to prove, haven't they? The Dutch, after their the way they've been over the last few years.
I think we're going to win it.
All right, there's always one team. There's always one team that surprises everyone. Who do you think that's going to be in this tournament?
Turkey.
England.
Turkey. I think Turkey.
Really?
I think maybe like the Ukraine or someone like that.
What happened here?
Don't know. Graham was such a Graham did.
Who did you think?
Go on, Graham.
Who did you think?
No, so I'm just watching like Turkey's doing all right against Italy at the minute. So I think Nicky's that's a good shout from Nicky there.
Yeah, even people were saying there about the Czech Republic, you know, Foul and Souček, you know. I hope they do well, but hopefully not against England.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right, on the next one. Jam tarts or donuts?
Donut.
Man.
Donut.
Gotta be donuts. Ryan, one for you.
Jam
Yeah.
tart.
Ryan, so you interviewed with Harry.
Jam tarts
Would you have liked to ask him what possessed him to manage Tottenham?
Not really, because at the end of the day, you got to work.
Yeah, that's it.
So, it's one of them things, isn't it? If he's not working for West Ham, he's not going to not take a job because he's got West Ham connections. He wants to work. It's like if you work for Asda for 30 years and you lost your job, but then Tesco's come in for you, you wouldn't say, "Oh no, I work for Asda's. I've got loyalties." You got to get your money where you can. It's a job at the end of the day.
I don't get all of that sort of shit really. When people like have a dig at people for,
I suppose it would have been different if he'd have left West Ham to go Tottenham. Then that's a whole different thing. But you got to remember, he left West Ham and he managed Portsmouth in that time.
Yeah,
so,
but right, people just dig at people just because of who they are, and like, because they've got a bad sort of reputation. Like Billy Bonds went and managed Millwall. Do you know what I mean? Like,
the thing is,
what the fuck's worse? Do you know what I mean?
No. The thing is, as well, mate, is that they all say about Harry going to Tottenham and that, but no one ever questions when Tottenham players come to us. They love them. I've seen people bigging up Teddy Sheringham and things like that. And I remember Teddy Sheringham scoring against West Ham at the Boleyn and kissing the Tottenham badge in front of us. So it is what it is at the end of the day. You got to work.
Joe Cole was getting stick for celebrating Chelsea winning the Champions League the other week.
Yeah,
but it's where he spent the bulk of his career, isn't it? He's gonna
and he's a Chelsea fan at the end of the day.
But the thing is, I guarantee if we won the FA Cup and he was commentating on the final, he'd go just as mad.
Yeah,
winning the FA Cup.
The thing is with football players is it's hard for them to support a team when they've played for so many teams because they get connections with certain teams and they always seem to follow their career. Like Rio gets a bit of stick, but he always has good things to say about West Ham. Like he does Man United and he does Leeds.
That's it, and that's the thing. Like you said, you look at Ray Parlour. Ray Parlour's a West Ham fan, but he follows Arsenal because he spent his career at Arsenal. You still support the teams that you grew up supporting, but when you spend so long at a club, you can't. It's like when players come to us and they get an affection for us. As a team.
You got to remember as well, Scott. Like people think about Chelsea and they think, it's 11 players, a ground, and the fans. It's not. He's probably got like friends at Chelsea that have been there for fucking 20, 30 years. Like, probably knows a lot of people there. The dinner lady there, the kit man there, and the physio, and all that sort of thing. Like, it's not just it's Chelsea and that's it. Like, you got to think there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. You do get connections to the club because you get to know people at the club.
That's it, exactly. Exactly. James E's asked, do we think we will get Lingard now Moyes has signed his contract?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think Lingard come out and said, didn't he, that he wants to move back to West Ham. So I think 15, 20 million, I think that's a decent price. What is he, 28? Coming up to 29. I think we can get a good 3-4 years out of him.
Yeah.
Really good.
The start, I think, do you know what? The only stumbling block I see on that is Man United.
Well, it's in Man United's court because they can lose money or he can sit out for a year because he can sit, unless they're going to play him. If they turn around to Jess Lingard and say, look, you're going to be first on the team sheet, first name on the team sheet next season, he'll probably want to stay at Man United because at the end of the day, he's a Man United boy. Yeah. But what does he want to do? He's not going to sit on the bench at United when he can be the main man at West Ham, one of the main men. So it makes sense.
Yeah. And like you say, he's already said he wants to.
Yeah. Triple X, post-match pint after the England game. We'll be doing them.
No, man, I want to go have a off. I've done them all the fucking time last year. Watch-alongs and post-match pints.
Can we get a top 10 finish next season?
I don't think, just to go back on the previous question, I don't think we'll be doing post-match pints, but I think we will be doing.
We'll be doing
sort of
content
shows during the week to talk about the games and things like that. So it won't be like post-match pint, but it'll be like just a little Euros 2020 discussion thing, something like that.
Mm.
We'll be doing stuff. The thing is, as we said earlier on, if it was the case we could get into the pub and things were back to normal, we'd be probably doing videos from the pub as we did for the World Cup. But like you said, it's not.
Well, if England go far in the tournament, like sort of after the 25th of June, when I get my garden furniture delivered, and restrictions allow us, we can have a barbecue round here and have post-match England whatever quarter-final barbecue.
Sounds good, mate. Sounds good.
Meat.
Italy are 1-up.
I do miss a post-match barbecue. We ain't had one for a while.
Yeah, I was watching that one the other day. Who bit my burger?
Yeah. You.
Yeah, we might have to do things like that for thingy games as well, like for Europe games. People keep on banging on about us being in Europe. Fuck me, look what's going on in Europe. You can't go anywhere.
Well, I think all these people that booked tickets for the Celtic away game in pre-season might struggle to go to that because I can't see Scotland by when is it? The 23rd of July or something like that?
Yeah,
24th of July. Yeah, I can't see that being going ahead with fans. So it's a shame.
They're gonna delay it here as well.
I think they're going to delay it by a month.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to shut things down. I think it's just going to stay as it is now, but they're going to delay the whole restriction things by a month.
Yeah, I can't. They'll give it. They'll do it for 2 weeks. And the frustrating thing is just people just. We're so close to the end of all this. So I don't get why everyone's not just sticking to it for the last few weeks. Just stick to it.
It's not us.
We've done it for over a year. We've done it for over a year.
It's more up north.
Yeah, but then
I've been up north. I've been up north. I was up north thingy, and people I see they've got masks on. They're adhering to it. So
I beg to differ because I went up north. I didn't see a single fucking person with a mask.
What they want to do, right, is just get a massive store and cut Scotland and Wales off, and just let England be on its own, and let Scotland and Wales float off, and we'll be all right in England on our own.
But that's it. This is the thing with it all, isn't it? People don't take it seriously, and if you've got a little jigsaw spot, you can cut Bermondsey out and let them go as well. But that's the problem. It's people spoiling it for the rest of us that have stuck to it and saw light at the end of the tunnel.
I think a lot of people. I mean, Gary's just said there, and I noticed it when I went out the other week. I think that's the only good thing at a pub now. You ain't even got to go to the bar. They bring it over to you.
Yeah,
that's brilliant. You ain't even got to get up anymore. It's brilliant. It's the future, that is.
See, it's not all Northerners. Look, not all Northerners, and that's what I said. I'm not blaming Northerners. I'm just saying that most of the cases are up north. I mean, it's not. I'm not blaming them. It's not their fault. It's just the way it is. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we need. It's just stick it out. Stick it out. We're at the end.
No, I don't think we are.
We are at the end, mate. We're at the end. Just go and get bloody vaccinated, and then they're done.
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I think we've just got to get to that point where we've got to learn to live with it, and not life has to go on. I really think we do. I just think we can't keep living like this. Just let things go back to normal, whether it be a month or the next 2 months, and then we just have to live to learn with it. When we go out, I went out last week up London, and people were keeping their distance. People were. I think that's how we're going to be now. That's the life we've learned. And we will keep doing it. When you go into pubs, you won't. But eventually, that'll wear off after a few months or maybe a year. But
vodka's more like.
No, but that's the case, mate. But we just got to learn to live with it now. We can't let the virus win, and we just got to get back to normal life. There's probably more people dying of flu now than there is a coronavirus.
And I think that's the thing as well, right? What you're saying now is that's why we need things to get back to normal, so we all mix a bit more to get immunity to things like the flu. Because that's the thing. As much as you've seen the decline, all this sanitizing your hands and stuff like that, you're killing off germs that your body used to get in its
Well, I'll
system.
tell you what,
to
Scott,
fight things.
I'll let you into a little secret, Scott, and don't let anyone else know, but I know someone that does hand sanitizer. That kills germs. Hello, Nicky Hawkins. 57
We're looking
on
at
the-
you. We're looking at you.
Matt wants to know, what's your preferred cocktail? I know Nicky loves a woo-woo on the side.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Woo woo.
I love an espresso martini.
No, fuck that.
That's nice. Well, we've all got choices, mate. I don't like woo-woo.
Yes, you do, you lying
Mine's
cunt.
Not anymore. I had it the other week when I went out. It was fucking horrible.
You used to drink it by the jug.
I'll tell you what, though. I love any cocktail that's free.
do you know what, right? I love a Cuba
Purple
Libre,
turtle.
but
Oh yeah, Cuba Libre's nice.
yeah, nothing beats a dog's bollocks, Nick, does it?
No, fuck that. That's like paint stripper with
Oh, Nick, I see Lenny Lawrence.
I like a Long Island iced tea.
Nick, I see Lenny Lawrence posted earlier on Facebook 13 years ago. We went Napa.
Yeah.
I remember when we come back from Napa and everyone was going, "Oh, we'll go back next year." Everyone book up again. We ain't been for 13 fucking years. Imagine us out there now. We'll be in bed by 6.
I'm falling asleep now.
Oh god. Oh, don't you start. It's like me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm saying about cocktails. Hey?
I've had a bad headache over the last few days. I was up at fucking 1:30 this morning. I ain't been back to sleep since.
Come on, Gray. What's your preferred cocktail then?
My mate made one the other week. It's called an Hemingway daiquiri. It's like a gin-based one. Well, it was nice. It's like one of them, you know, when you're just drinking it and it don't feel like you're drinking alcohol, so you just like bang, and then after about 2, you're like...
I've got to admit, Gray, I've actually got a little taste of the gin lately. These
nice,
different flavoured gins you can get now, mix them with a bit of lemonade, a bit of fruit, and a bit of ice. Whew,
Oh, there was
fucking naughty,
a
mate.
fucking gin up the Aldi earlier, right? It was a lemon drizzle cake one.
Yeah, there's all
hello.
we got one for Christmas. We got like a set of all different shots. So we're sort of working our way down, and there's like about 3 left, and they're the shit ones. They're like cucumber. And I'm like, who the fuck wants to drink fucking cucumber? Fuck that. But some is strawberry, orange, lemon, fucking, it's so nice. And it proper goes to my head then. 2 big glasses of that. And
I don't mind these normal gins, these flavoured gins, sorry. But I can't stand gin. Like, I never tasted them for ages until, like, one of Chloe's cousins' wedding. Well, I tasted a rhubarb and custard one, right? But I hated gin. I went to Valaraki when I split up with my first missus back in 2002, and I booked last minute, and there was this thing that they used to do. They used to make us drink a shot of gin. Like, it was like, you know, like all the boys have a pact, and then when they say a certain word, you have to go and drink something. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean by that? Yeah. So, like, when they done a certain thing, you had to go and drink a shot of gin and a shot of vodka, like one after the other. Oh, mate, it made me violently ill. I've never been able to drink gin since.
yeah, I'm not a sort of dry gin, Gordon's gin, just straight gin person. But the flavour ones, like even at my wedding, like when we got the gin bar, I thought, this ain't gonna go down well. Jesus Christ, I couldn't even get one. Everyone was over there fucking having the flavours and shit. And
I wanted one of the what was the red one?
I didn't even
couldn't get one of them. Here, look, Matt Powell just put up, and I'll do it. If he said if England win the Euros, I've got to dress as Santa. So do it. I will. If we do it, I will. Yeah.
Santa in July.
I thought you was going to wear that black dress that used to hang up behind you in your previous videos.
I could wear that in a Santa hat. Combine the two.
Great. Is this West Ham Fan TV or Pornhub? That's getting me going, mate. You're in a dress and a Santa hat. Don't shave either.
Sitting there going like that.
Has any of you tried JD Fruits?
No.
JD Fruits?
Jack Daniel's Fruits. Right, I can't find them anywhere.
What? Are they the older ciders?
I don't know what they. I can't find them to think. Even when I Google them, they're really hard to find. They're like Jack Daniel's flavored with different fruits.
Yeah, I've had one before a long time. Well, I say a long time ago, but it was like last year or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have tasted them.
Nice. So that's my mission to try and get some in.
I'll have to keep an eye out with it.
Kimbo saying that gin gets him through the day. I want to work with Kimbo, mate. I love that. Fucking drop a gin.
Yeah, I do. I don't mind a little gin and tonic as it happens.
Yeah, we'll sort out a night out soon. We'll have a bit of foot golf and a few beers after, and we'll have a laugh.
Shit, that shit tastes like fucking like the stuff you put in hand sanitizer.
What's that? Normal gin.
You need to expand your horizons, Nick. Expand your palate.
Yeah, mother's ruin. That is mother's ruin.
It tastes like shit.
Yeah, people got their own. I mean, I know someone that fucking drinks gin like water. Like they just love the taste of gin, and I'm like, I don't. I like the flavoured gin, but not the normal gin. As you said, it does. It tastes like hand sanitizer mixed with lemonade. Like
I've got a bottle of Koppenberg gin.
No, you ain't, Scott.
In the kitchen.
Don't lie.
You, Scott, you lie. So,
do you want to go do it? Yeah, I don't think Sam picked it up because we like Koppenbergs, but she likes. I can't.
I had the Parma Violet Koppenberg the other week. Bit sickly, nice but sickly, because I like Parma Violets.
Parma Violets, man.
Yeah,
my mum's dog fucking loves Parma Violets.
Yeah, I love them. Fucking me and your mum's dog, mate. We should be a tag team because I love them as well. That's what I said. No one loves them in my house. When we get the mix, you get that big pick and mix thing at Halloween.
Yeah.
They leave all the Parma Violets. Leave all the shit. Ryan's here. Fucking bought some lollies the other day. Parma Violet lollies.
Where'd you get these? I need to know where you can get these from.
Iceland.
Like Violets.
Blackjack lollies, dib dab lollies, flump lollies. Honestly, mate, get yourself in Iceland, dive yourself in the freezer, and you'll come out with a fucking hero, Gray. Fucking hell. Anyway, England will win the Euros.
And then I'll dress as Santa. In a little black dress.
I'll tell you, it's half white.
Miss Amoret said, how'd I get on with that grey goose? I ain't touched it since.
My grey goose is gone. And do you know what? I sort of put a little hint because the old mother-in-law bought me the last one. So I did make a point that this one was empty. So I'm sort of hoping I'm going to get. If not, I'll have to go out and buy the cheap vodka and fill the grey goose bottle up.
And pretend.
I'm gonna have to try these. I don't mind a Budweiser.
Fruity Bud water.
Yeah.
Sounds like a disease.
Hello, doctor. Yeah, that's fruity Bud water.
Yeah, you got fruity Bud water. Just take 2 paracetamol and fucking some antibiotics. You should be fine.
I remember during lockdown, I got addicted to the. I didn't get addicted. I'm not a fucking alcoholic, but it was the Desperados. And really refreshing and nice. And listen, I went off tequila in Mexico 2005, mate, because it made me violently ill. And I used to love a little drop of tequila. But when I was doing the conga around the club and the geezer sprayed a fucking water gun in my mouth full of tequila and I threw up everywhere, that went on. That was it for me. All smiling as well. I was smiling in the conga line. And he shot it. He just kept spraying it in my mouth, and I was going, "Hey, fuck that." 10 minutes later,
was it like the old dentist chair, right?
Yeah, fucking nearly knocked me tooth out as well. I should have. Yeah, slammers. What was that?
That was in Mexico.
Yeah, that was it. Slammers, wasn't it? Then he used to put that bit of tissue over the top, and every time you drunk it, there was a dirty bit of tissue in it.
Yeah, that made me ill.
I was telling somebody, I won't go into the story because we've moved on now and we're married and got fiancés and that. But I was telling the story about in work about Chili Willy's, Nick.
Yeah, Chili Willy.
Should I say the private nightclub strippers? I remember, Nicky just giving us the prep talk before we go in there. Look, boys, we've still got a cab home. Don't do all your money. And we're like, nah. 20 minutes, what was it? 40 minutes later, I was skid. Nicky had to pay for the cab home. It was like a 45-minute cab ride. He was just non-stop fucking moaning. I remember going like that. It's all right, I got money in the safe.
I told him when we went in there, I said, look, these are going to try and get every single fucking penny out of you as soon as you go. No, yeah, we know that. I said, how much have you got? So-and-so. We're a long way away from home. So, like, I don't know whether I've got enough money to sort of cover it. Yeah. Don't worry. Come out there half an hour later, ready to go home. I said, how'd you get on? He went, I got $1.
I remember Webbo looking at me, going like that. I'm skint, but he was smiling.
I said to Webbo, how much you got? And he went, I got 38 cents.
Yeah. I remember one of the waitresses in now. I bought her a drink. She went, I'll have what you're having. So I bought a Jack Daniels and Coke, $38. And when she escorted me to a private room, she didn't take her drink. So I ended up drinking the cunt because I thought, well, I'm not fucking leaving that there. $38.
I'm not wasting that.
I remember that because when we walked into that private club, I remember it was like a scene from Porky's, and then we all sat down. We all sat down, and all of a sudden, we just got invaded by the waitresses.
I like the way Ryan went, I'm not going to go into the story, and then goes on and tells the story.
It's great memories. It's a good story.
Matt tells I
just remember Nicky moaning in the cab on the way home.
Yeah, Nicky, I'm not having that. Nicky,
for a taxi because you can't spend
Nicky never moans. I'm not having that.
He just kept moaning, and then I just remember, guess what? I got money in the safe.
Do you know what? That holiday though, right? I tell you what, that holiday. Do you know when you, even not today, right? I was a young man then. What was I? So that was 16 years ago now. So I was about 22, going out there. And that's the sort of time when you're in your prime, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like as a young man, I'd say. And I remember going to this nightclub. I went to this nightclub called the Blue Parrot, right? And me, Ryan, and all the boys were there. And we was on I remember we being on a stage, and it was outside on the beach, right? And it was fucking beautiful there, right? And I remember we was all dancing, and it was a packed old dance floor, and it was like a lot of locals in there and all that sort of. Well, it wasn't in Cancun actually; it was in a place called Playa del Carmen, right? And we was in this place at the end of this thing, and all of a sudden, right, the heavens just opened, and everybody dispersed off the dance floor, right? And it was 50 Cent. I remember it's 50 Cent was playing. 50 Cent was big at the time, right? And it was everyone fucked up, everyone run, and none of our boys run. We was all just on the dance floor, dancing in this beautiful place in a pissing down of rain, right? And we was all dancing. And you know when you think to yourself, that is one of the pinnacles of my life.
What about when
you think like there is no worries at all. Yeah. Like you're having a fucking good time.
And that was like, wasn't that the first night?
I think it was one of the first.
What about the night when me and you was dancing on the bar and you nearly crushed the little Mexican lady?
Yeah.
You fell backwards.
Yeah,
she went like that. She went, oi.
Yeah, but you know, like we was there and it was beautiful. You could see out for fucking it was raining. We're all soaking, but we're having a fucking like really good. And you know when you think this is a point in life that I'm never going to forget. Do you know what I mean? Like it's at the point in life like I hadn't met sort of my family, and well, none of us had. You know, you're having such a good time with the boys. You're all young. You're in your prime. You know what I mean? Like you're all having a laugh. There's no, you know. It sounds weird.
Yeah, you got no worries in the world when you're away.
There's no worry in the world. You ain't got to worry about money because fucking you're still living with your mum.
All inclusive.
All inclusive holiday. You know what I mean? It's just one of the fucking pinnacles of your life, and you look out, it's so beautiful, and you think, yeah, this is one of the highlights of my life. I'll always remember this. And and then I nearly crushed a little midget.
Yeah, no, I'm the same, mate. I was there for that holiday and the second one as well, and yeah, it was great memories, great days.
Yeah, they were.
When we used to wear 3/4 lengths and sandals.
Yeah, Space Invader t-shirts.
Yeah, or slippery when wet t-shirts.
Slippery when wet, yeah. Or sex, drugs, and sausage rolls.
Well, Matt Powell said, "Have you ever had absinthe?"
I had absinthe spat in my eye.
Do you know what? The only time I've ever drunk that fucking drink was at Jimmy's fucking 80s party.
Remember
and I was sick all over his brand new settee, and he was moaning at me, so I just whipped the score out my pocket.
So for cost of $3,000, he's pulled out 20 quid, says I'll pay for it.
I was dressed as a Ghostbuster. I tell you what, that stuff fucking lethal, because I was all right. And I had 3 shots of that and I was gone.
Oh mate,
I couldn't even remember the night until I see the photos the next day.
Yeah. He said, I was out
it's evil. It's evil.
I was having a fucking good time as well. Me, Nicky, and his cousin Billy burst in the house dressed as Ghostbusters. We fucking sprayed silly string everywhere, and now we've got the hump started hoovering up.
Yeah, he's trying to get the dust can of brush, you pricks.
But I remember Nicky carried on spraying it, going, "It's a party."
Oh, we had some good parties down there, man. There were some good ones, very good ones. I think the only time I've had episode, I was out in the Czech Republic and on a stag do, and there was a fallout between the stag and the best man on the night before, and they buggered off, so we all went out without them. So as punishment, we made the stag do about 5 shots of absinthe on a rooftop bar for breakfast.
And, hangover there, are you?
Yeah, hangover shit, yeah.
Honestly, mate, after about probably an hour and a half, he just went off the rails. We ended up at the National Bikini Contest.
Oh, yeah, I bet you did. Just stumbled across that one, did you, Scott? 15 miles away.
Yeah, we took a tram and everything to get there, right? So it was all like, it was a proper national one, and it was all press there. And he was that drunk, he got his phone out and pretended he worked for a British press company, and was up there with the reporters the photographers taking pictures of all the models as they come out in their bikinis. Bloody,
I'll tell you what, though, on a serious note, that night on that 80s party, Nicky will tell you as well, we was lucky to actually make that 80s party, because when we was on our way there in a cab, there was a car like.
Wasn't a cab?
No, not whose car was it? It was your car, wasn't it? Yeah, sorry, Nicky was driving, and there was me and his cousin Billy in the back. Nicky was in the front. We was dressed as Ghostbusters, and we had my mate that was dressed as a woman or something. He had a big feather.
You know what it was, right? It was my mate Topi. Yeah, we told him it was an 80s party. Yeah, we were.
He come in the 1800s, did he?
He come in the 1880s. A woman from the 1880s.
And literally, like we was at the front of the traffic lights, and Nicky went to pull off, and my mate's feather got in Nicky's face, and he went, "Oh, get your feather out." And literally 2 seconds later, a car come from the other way and just went straight into a bus. And literally, if that wouldn't have happened, we would have drove and he'd have hit us.
They'd have killed us.
Crazy.
He was in one of them, them big like
4x4s, wasn't he?
Yeah. Like,
we'd have been stoned down. I'd have been crushed, like fucking dressed as a Ghostbuster. What a way to go out.
It was weird, man. It was weird.
What made me laugh, though? What made me laugh with my mate, like Toby's fucking outfit, was that he was dressed as a woman from the 1800s, 1880s, right? And my mate Toby's he's black, but he had a pair of fake tits and they were white. That's what made me laugh about it. But it's fucking brilliant night. Brilliant night.
Glenn Marshall's donated £5 in the super chat. You guys made my Friday night.
Thank you very much, Glenn.
Thank you very
much,
mate. Glenn, cheers, mate.
Boys, I think my battery's about to go in a minute.
Yeah, I think we'll start wrapping it up. Yeah. How long we got left? How long you got left, Craig?
Well, we've done over 2 hours.
Yeah. But
I got my dinner. I got an hot dog.
Yeah, I'm going to have to eat as well. But before we go, we have got some exciting news to announce next week. We've teamed up with a former West Ham legend to bring you an event on the 29th of July. We've got the guest confirmed. We won't say who it is yet. We're going to give you a little teaser. But we're really looking forward to it. It's going to be a great night with 2 West Ham legends. And we're really looking forward to it. We're going to get some content done on the night. We'll all be there. Tickets will go on sale from Monday. So yeah, keep an eye out for all West Ham Fan TV social media. And Paul, it's not Harry Redknapp, by the way, mate. It's a proper West Ham fans' favourite, and I can't wait. And we've teamed up with a West Ham legend who will be hosting the night. But everything will be announced Monday. And
Can we say who's hosting the night?
Yeah, we can if you want. We've teamed up with Tony COYI. Tony COYI is going to be hosting the night. And I
mean, let's be fair, right? Let's just big this up a little bit, yeah. Let's just big this up a little bit. The geezer that's our guest is a legend, yeah. He's a bona fide West Ham legend, yeah. But you'd argue TC was a bona fide West Ham legend.
This is what I'm saying. You're getting two legends on the night for the price of one, really. But you got two West Ham legends there, and it's something we've been working on behind the scenes, and it's booked for the 29th of July. So 2 weeks before the new season.
2 days before my birthday as well.
Yeah, it's based in Essex. We've got a great venue, unbelievable venue. I
kid you not, right? We've been down there because we've been working on it with Tony COYI and all of that sort of stuff. We've all been down there. We've done sound checks in there. We've done everything in there to make sure it's good. You want to see this place. It is unreal.
We just basically want to give everyone a good night, and we want everyone the opportunity. I mean, there'll be grand spinning. There'll be. I mean, all the ticket details will be in on the site, but there will be VIP options. But everything will be explained on Monday.
Let me just say the VIP option, right? Now, not only can you come to the event, yeah, but, and I don't know whether anyone else does this, but you can have a meal with this legend. You're gonna sit and have a meal with him.
Well, two legends.
Well, two legends, yeah, and Tony COYI and the guest. No. Oh, God, on the street, we'll be there, obviously. And then you get to have a meal with Tony COYI and whoever the guest is, and they're good guests as well. We've seen the list.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting off with a bang because you don't know how these events are going to go, and we'd love to do it once a month, but let's just get this first one out of the way, and everyone's support would be great on the night if you can come down. And as I said, it's 2 weeks before the season. All the ticket details will be out on Monday. And, we'll all be there on the night working. And, looking forward to it. A lot of work's gone on. We don't just sit at home doing nothing, you know. We're trying to work hard behind the scenes. And we've got another announcement hopefully coming up in the next couple of weeks, something to do with the channel. But that'll be explained nearer the time.
Yeah.
And we still got to sort out our Friday Night Pint live.
We're looking at that as well. We've got some dates for that today, so...
Yeah, we've got some dates that we need to look at for Friday Night Pint Live, which will be in the same venue, funny enough, because it's a great venue.
Yeah.
There we go.
And that's just going to be a lot of fucking disco, that one. That's just going to be a party, like a live show and a party, which I'm really looking forward to.
Definitely.
Yeah. But, we'll leave it there if you want, boys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Go on then. I'll let you outro it today, Scott.
No pressure. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for getting involved. Thank you, Miss Hammerette, for being our moderator as usual. You do a great job in there. Stick around. We'll be back in a few days' time with a video. Not too sure what it'd be called at the minute, but we'll be back. And thank you. One thing left to say, boys.
Scott's Lost Socks. That's what the video is going to be called.
Come on, you iron.